the Brown boys, the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys, the Brown boys, we the Brown boys. Now let me get to this activist, man. Have y'all seen this Holy Ghost activist, man? That's out here now. Have y'all seen this guy? Because we got this Holy Ghost activist out here, and he like to make a bunch of noise for no goddamn reason at the wrong time. And then we had a young lady, 15-year-old get unalive, taking pictures in a park doing her prom. And where is the outrage? Where's this black activist that jump around? Where is this activist that was cursing at the police at? I mean, I just want to know. Where is this activist? Is our activism only when cameras are on, where we can act like we tough, to give ladies a good feeling that there's some protection and bravery? Because protection is you have to be physical. Protection ain't running your goddamn mouth. I can say stop, but what happened if he don't stop? What happened if he say fuck you? I ain't gonna stop. And it goes past running my mouth and looking like I'm a protector. Because a lot of these people only want to hear men sound like protectors, but they never see them protecting nobody. They never see them doing a damn thing but talking. Now, I want to show you how sad it is. And I told you, there's no such thing as a black leader and a black activist. There's black people that have love and respect for their community, so they do their best and they try to help. But I would not classify anybody as a leader. You should lead oneself, lead your own damn family, because you can't take responsibility for everybody else, especially in times like this where I see you yelling for one cause, and then a kid get unalive right in your city and you say nothing. Let's go.
Supporting her friends who were heading off to their senior prom. Action News 5's Garner Montgomery is live in studio tonight with how the community paid their respects today. Good evening, Garner.
That's right. Today, the Brownsville community came together in the court square in support of Satura's mother and their family. And tonight, as the TBI continues searching for the shooter, Satura's friends and family told me she was a cheerful and supportive friend to those who knew her.
An emotional Mother's Day in the Brownsville community as the city mourns the loss of 17-year-old Satura Hayes, shot and killed in Webbs Bank Park Friday. Her friends say she was there that night to support her friends before their prom.
It's always been nothing but good laughs, good spirits. Every time she was around, you would always be laughing. You could not have a bad moment with Satura. She was a bright soul, bright smile. And her laugh so contagious. She laughed, you laughed, like literally.
Friends, family, and strangers gathered in the Brownsville Court Square in support of Satura's mother as her daughter's remains were being transported to the funeral home with a police escort.
She would love to see everybody here. And we know she's looking down on us.
My girl would be so happy right now that the whole town came out to see her and supported her through this, because my girl didn't deserve this.
All right, guys. So unfortunately, we got to talk about a very, very, very sad story out of the Memphis area of Tennessee, an area that has been getting a whole lot of national attention lately due to Democrats, black liberals in particular, boohoo whining and crying about Jim Crow coming back to the South because Democrats aren't allowed to draw.
Now, why isn't nobody talking about this young lady, this black young lady who lost her life and several other people were injured? No one talking about this. No one talking about this at all. They just want to dance and make noise, talk about racism and all this other shit. This little kid lost her life because someone black shot at a park. But this don't fit the narrative, so this can't be talked about. We can talk about Chud the Builder saying the N-word, but they don't want to talk about we actually pulling out them sticks at parks and unaliving little girls. This is crazy.
All black congressional districts, right? Democrats aren't allowed to have segregation. So therefore, that is Jim Crow, according to these black Democrats. And they have been doing a whole lot of crime, okay, a whole lot of virtue signaling, a whole lot of
After a deadly pre-prom shooting shook the town of Brownsville, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is now asking for the public's help in that case. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Shay Arthur. That shooting left 4 people injured and killed Satura Hayes as bullets flew when students and family members were taking pre-prom pictures there at the park. WREG's Mike Sirianni is live in Brownsville tonight.
Man, it should have been a march in the middle of the street. Because guess what? How does pre-prom pictures and shooting even go together? How does prom camera pictures and weapon go in the same sentence? Like, what the hell is going on? When I went to prom, we were trying to goddamn go to prom. All right, when I went to prom, we were trying to make sure nobody daddy caught us, you know, for what we were gonna do after prom. We weren't trying to unalive nobody. We wasn't trying to shoot at nobody. We were like, what in the world done happened to these children?
With the latest in this case, so tragic. Mike, what are you learning?
Hey, good afternoon, Shay. Yeah, well, so far, what I'm learning is that there are no suspects that have been named in this tragic case. Brownsville Police, the Haywood County Sheriff, and the TBI have placed a high priority on finding whoever fired those shots Friday. Now, the shootings here at the Webb Banks Passive Park in Brownsville really cast a very dark cloud over this community, especially now during Mother's Day weekend. Now, Sunday, I found a small memorial here at the park for Haywood High School student Satura Hayes. She died from gunshot wounds Friday evening when shots were fired here at Webb Banks Passive Park. Now, 4 other people were also wounded and taken to a local hospital. This park has been a very popular location for students to have their prom photos taken. Friday's Haywood High School prom was canceled because of the shootings. As
You hear this nigga say it's a sad situation, but people get shot every day. So you saying that, first of all, prom is not every day. You're talking about on a prom night where little kids are supposed to be getting dressed up to celebrate life and to go enjoy themselves, their young adulthood. They're supposed to be having fun. They're not supposed to be shooting at nobody. What are you talking about? They're supposed to be dressed to impress, smelling good, looking good, and going to dance and have fun. That's a shame the way you think. I hope I never live in your neighborhood. I don't never want to live nowhere around somebody that think like this. People get shot every day, so let's just normalize it. Now a little girl just lost her life on prom night. So what's the big issue, B? Like, no, I don't never want to live around somebody like you. That's gonna be my prayer for the night, to never live around somebody that think like you.
multiple law enforcement agencies and first responders converged on the park. Sunday, I talked with 2 former high school students from Haywood High School who came to place flowers at the memorial to Satura Hayes.
It's just really sad and tragic, and I feel for the family and everybody that was involved. And I'm very upset that the kids didn't get their night the way that they should have. So it's just a sad matter.
Yes.
God, man, I love stupid people texting. So you want people to protest because it was a prom night? No, idiot. That just adds more insult to injury. That you can't even go out on a night where it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be celebrating yourselves and one another, dressed up. You're supposed to be clean, cut, and fresh. Why waste time getting all that dressed up to be out here popping at somebody? It makes it worse that it's prom night. It shouldn't happen no night, but it makes it worse that it's prom night. But I'm pretty sure you don't understand that. One more stupid comment like that, and I'm gonna block you.
It truly is. I'll back out live. If you have information that can help in this case, or if you have pictures or a cell phone video, you are encouraged to contact the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Reporting live for your news leader in Brownsville, Mike Sirianni, WREG News Channel 3.
Yeah. So you have a full-blown search that is happening for an individual who shot and killed a 17-year-old girl who was taking pre-prom pictures. Apparently, the shooting caused prom to be canceled. Okay. And for whatever reason, we don't hear anything from these black Democrats who are boohoo-whining and crying about racism, hate, and bigotry and black victimhood, because best believe somebody knows who murdered this teenage girl. Somebody knows. You're talking about being in a park, taking prom pictures. We don't know who all was there. There were 4 other people who apparently were injured as well too. So it could have been a lot worse. Somebody knows who shot and killed this teenage girl. The suspect is on the run, and you would think
I was waiting on them. Don't nobody care about you blocking them. Good, because I don't care about blocking you. Gotcha.
that this would be a story that individuals like Justin Pearson, right, the pro-black fighters, right, the pro-blackity blacks would be on top of, because, you know, black lives are supposed to matter. Black people, black girls should be allowed to go to prom and not be murdered while taking prom pictures. I think black girls should be allowed to live decent lives where they don't have to worry about this, right? In my opinion, I think stories like this are much more of an issue.
I think black kids, period. I'm not just going to go just because it's a black female. I know that's what's going to make change happen. I wish the news would report on this young lady getting unalived like they do when white people do it, because one thing about black women, if they start seeing large numbers of black young ladies getting unalived, they're not going to go for that shit. And I think that's what's going to end up ultimately happen, because when you have a generation of people, they got girls now toting weapons like they boys. So we have a generation of people all joining in the fun on unaliving people and pulling out weapons, then it's going to start happening to little girls. And I think that's when the change is going to happen. Nobody wants to see young ladies start to get unalived in the street. For whatever reason, they seem to be okay with it happening to young boys. I think it's 3 or 4 kids, 2 or 3 kids every night in these major cities end up leaking out on somebody's floor unalived, and nobody seems to care about it. People seem to think like that other idiot that I just blocked. They think people get shot every day, and they do in these major cities that are ran by Democrat mostly.
Issue with black people, it needs much more attention than some of the stuff we've heard black liberals boohoo whining and crying about lately, which is Democrat power control. Let's keep it 100. Because while there's an active search operation underway to find this young girl's killer, Justin Pearson, who is running to represent the Memphis area, the Memphis community, black people in that community, right? This is what he claims to be fighting for. He's fighting for black people. Has not.
Hey, we got to adjust that, bro. He not fighting for black people. He fighting for the Democrat, and he fighting for his damn self. He not fighting for black people.
Not said a damn thing about this, but yet he's on BS now with Al Sharpton. I get boohoo whining crying about Democrats losing power.
On Thursday, chaos and protests erupted when the state Republicans moved to pass their new gerrymandered voting map that erases your district, the only majority black House district in the state. I want to play some of that confrontation that happened when the Tennessee state troopers tried to detain your brother. Take a listen.
Hey guys, he can walk out with him. Let him walk with him. Let him walk with him.
Let him go. Let Pearson go.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stupid.
First, how is your brother first? And tell me what exactly was happening there to warrant such a response, and what do you want to be done about it?
Yeah, so the state troopers were kicking everyone out of the gallery. My brother and 2 of our friends and family, really, Lauren and Allison, refused. So they stayed seated in the gallery. They weren't being a disruption. And the Speaker of the House had commanded, in essence, that the troopers remove everyone. I said that I would walk my brother down after some troopers had hemmed him up. And the supervisor had agreed to that. But one of the troopers refused to listen. And this is what happens in this moment and era that we're in of Jim Crow 2.0, where white supremacy believes that it can exercise its power and authority over us, denying us agency even over our own bodies. But now my brother was detained with Allison and Lauren, but they all are out and they're continuing the fight.
And one of the phrases that we use was stop the steal. This is the stealing of congressional districts. This is the stealing of people's voice to literally rig it so that he can win. And you have the most unprincipled.
Stop the steal, they say. So they stop the steal when a black lady is about to win the seat. A Republican black woman is about to win in Tennessee, but they're talking about stop the steal. I just don't understand. And how come they didn't do Stop the Steal in Virginia when they wanted to do the gerrymandering in Virginia and they tried to get gerrymandering in Virginia, and they were going to have 10-1 in the seats. I just don't understand. So it's good for them to do it, but it's bad when they do it back to them. I just don't get it. I'm up under that old song, Don't Start No Shh, It Won't Be No Shh by Lil Jon. And they started some shh, and then now they're losing. And then another thing that's alarming to me is that the people that are Democrats, they always say that the Democrats are about love, unity, and together. So I believe them, right? The Democrats are about love, unity, and inclusion. So why do they feel like they can't win another election? These are the people that set black folk free, right? Surely they'll vote for somebody black. Why are they afraid? They're not stealing. Nobody's stealing. They're just opening it up for the people that's in your district and that are not just black. Everybody can vote. So they don't think that they can be elected by white people that are Democrats. That's what's weird. When on the Republican side of things, white people are voting in black Republicans all day long. They can vote in Republicans all day long. No problem. So why can't they do it?
Multiple people who are in political offices right now, the same people who say they care about democracy and this is a republic and people should be able to choose their elected officials, their elected officials shouldn't be able to choose them. Those same Republicans who would say those lines are now the co-conspirators along with this white supremacist president of the United States to take and to steal this election because he doesn't want to be impeached, because he doesn't want to be held accountable for the American citizens he killed with these ICE raids and the deportations that he has caused and the harm that he has introduced into our body politic. He doesn't want to be held accountable. So they are literally rigging and stealing elections and congressional seats to stop that from happening.
Yeah. So again, I ask, where is this guy? Killers on the run. Unsolved murder, black teenage girl, taking prom pictures, murdered, killed, community in shambles. Memphis area. The so-called pro-blacks claim to represent marginalized black Tennesseans, right? Down here, boohoo.
Says sad part about Democrats is outside of women like Harris, AOC, and Mike, they have no candidates. Why would you elect some of these ran down blue cities? I don't know. It just makes no sense. The only way that they can stay in power is to only have black people vote for them so that they can get up here and preach and fake like they all about black people and God, but they don't look at the circumstance around the way that they're living. They're okay with kids getting unalived. They're okay with all this stuff happening. All they care about is triggering an event that make it look like they're fighting for some Jim Crow or something connected to slavery. Slavery has been over for the years, and they're still tying everything back to slavery. They're not talking about new issues. They're not talking about you giving all our money away to illegals. They're not talking about people that don't appreciate you giving children puberty blockers. They don't want to talk about none of the issues of today. They only want to talk about back in the day. People like myself are not talking about back in the day. We don't want to hear about what happened in 1964 and the great switch. We looking at what the is going on now. And what's going on now is you guys don't like men. You guys don't like to respect the ideals and thoughts that men have. You guys don't respect children. You're parading grown people around children. You're not trying to teach these kids anything. Our educational system, it went to shit. A kid know about his sexual orientation then more so than the Big Bang Theory. This shit don't make any sense. It makes no sense. Our kids know nothing. They already were out of school from COVID. They can barely read. But let's just keep pumping adult stuff onto them. And if you say something about it, then you're a bad person. You're not all inclusive. All inclusive would mean that you would bring me in, sit me down, talk to me, and explain to me this shit and make it make sense. That's all inclusive. It's not to tell me that I'm wrong, I'm evil, I'm angry, and then you cast me to the side. That's not all inclusive. That's you stomping out and stampeding on anybody with a difference of opinion. So that's why I don't belong to any groups, because when people want something passed like this, when they want to push an agenda, they don't allow for voices that are opposite opinions. They just disrespect you. Roland Farton, he's, for an educated guy, I haven't heard anything, educated conversation from him without insults and disrespecting the person yet. He only pick on people that he think is mentally inferior to him, or somebody who does not know as much as him. Because sometimes you're not, don't mean you're mentally inferior. You might not know, you might not have the experience. You might not know what they know. But when you bring a guy like Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, Vincent Everett Ellison, guys that's been around, of the same age, of the same ilk, he don't want to have conversations with those type of gentlemen, because he knows that what he says is going to be proven to be BS. He knows it. So he'll go have a conversation with King Randall. He'll go have a conversation with a comedian. He'll go have a conversation with one of these black bourgeoisie celebrities that he can hold to task based on the fact that he can limit up their money. Because you're not pro-black if you don't agree with Democrat. Yeah, you're not pro-black in today's world if you don't agree with Democrat. That's their pro-black agenda. When they say we all don't get on the same page and vote one way, they mean they want all of us to vote Democrat, even though we have evidence to show that we get nothing out of that. But they still, if you're not a Democrat, you're not black. KB, exactly. Up is down and down is up. Shaking my head. It's definitely is.